Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Funimation really hates us, don't they? Hello and welcome to That Man. That is some merchandise, and today we're looking at Funimation in the UK, or lack of Funimation in the UK. Now, everybody knows that Funimation are one of, if not the biggest distributor of anime, especially in the US. They gather a lot of series and then dub them and then release them out in the wild. Over in the UK, we've had a really bit of a troubled past with Funimation. They've jumped from MVM to Manga UK to Anime Limited to Universal to Sony to Manga UK, and along the way we have had a lot of issues. Starting, well, I'm not gonna lie, it started when Sony bought Funimation. Sony promised us the world. They promised nothing would change. They said nothing, there would be no downsides to this. They'd keep things largely the same. And yet here we are in 2019 with nearly every single Funimation release pulled from shelves. Fair enough. So I am a huge fan of physical media. I'm not yet willing to make the jump. There are a lot of series that I am more than happy to purchase. For example, we've got Overlord. As soon as that came out, I was like, yes, definitely want that one. Others include stuff like Shimonetta, brilliantly fun series. One I even went to the effort of getting signed. And Prison School, another one that, in this day and age, I'm actually quite surprised that Funimation Sony are actually keeping their names on. In fact, ironically, Shimonetta is the anime based on the world that Sony is trying to create. Yeah. So, I won't buy every single release. A lot of stuff, especially longer series, especially stuff like your Black Clover, your My Hero Academia, stuff where I was just like, yeah, I watched it once and that's about it, I don't really need to watch it multiple times. Fairy Tail, it was buying DVD after DVD. I do buy One Piece whenever we come, and that's something else I will get to eventually. But not having those options can only hurt the anime industry. So, for some context, recently we have seen a huge amount of Funimation titles removed, just simply put out of stock because of the licensing. Like I said, Funimation has jumped from pillar to post. They were with Manga UK, then they went to Anime Limited, I believe. Anime Limited announced and released a ton of them. These include Assassination Classroom, Barakamon, definitely worth watching. Prison School, Shimonetta, Overlord, Season 1, Claremore, Free, Eternal Summer, that's Season 2, Gangster, going to be the Twin Tail, I'm just having a look on this list here. Heavy Object, High School DxD, Ouran High School Horse Club, Project Ito Harmony and Empire of Corpses, Psychopath Season 2, not Season 1, Manga UK had that one, Snow White with the Red Hair, Tokyo ESP, Yona of the Dawn, Yurikuma Arashi, and Rage of Bahamut Genesis, amongst others. We started seeing a few issues towards the end of last year. They announced stuff like Dagashi, the sweet anime Dagashi Kabashi, I believe it's called, Xiaomin Sample, and Chaos Dragon, I believe it was called. So we saw a few series like that where they were due to come out and then all of a sudden they just disappeared. I had a pre-order for with Dagashi Kabashi, and all of a sudden I was just kind of like, hang on, this is supposed to be out, where is it? And then it was just, oh yeah, actually they're not doing it. Was it last year? It might have been the year before. They announced a lot of their titles that they had, including Sound Euphonium, Rakugo, amongst others, I can't remember them off the top of my head, were all taken away by Funimation. These are titles that they strive to get released, and titles that I would love to own. Fortunately, they managed to save Sound Euphonium, but the kicker is, Funimation took these titles off Anime Limited and have done absolutely nothing with them. They have just sat on them titles. So we don't even have releases of them. I mean, we've got Sound Euphonium due to Anime Limited intervening and just saying, look, we really want this. We don't have Season 2 yet, so I hope we've got Season 2. I believe there's some others that Anime Limited have purposely went out of the way to acquire, including Full Metal Panic Season 4, and I believe they got Season 1, and Persona 5, Lupin. I don't believe Lupin is a Funimation one, amongst a handful of others which they've purposely went, look, we're going to pay an extra buck to get these to us, so we've got them out. And I think it's disgusting, quite frankly. I can't understand where Funimation are coming from just to kind of like say, well, we don't want these released. We don't want these even out. And at the moment, the most recent Funimation releases we've had in the past year, off the top of my head, are Attack on Titan Season 2, My Hero Academia Season 2, Reborn in Another World with My Smartphone, Yuri on Ice, Black Clover. I believe them were the ones that were released under the Sony label. Sony had a lot of issues. They said, well, people weren't buying them. Yeah, that's because you didn't even release them properly. I have still yet to see Attack on Titan or Smartphone on store shelves. And you have the nerve to complain that people weren't buying them. Yeah, because people don't know about them. These are also titles that people aren't necessarily going to buy. A lot of people who are fans of Yuri on Ice and fans of My Hero Academia are younger generation of people who genuinely can't afford to sync. I mean, My Hero Academia was costing 60 quid for both parts. People can't necessarily afford that. A lot of the stuff, like, for example, Yuri on Ice, that passed. Yeah, it got a few people buying it, but I mean, out of all of the ones that were released by Sony, that's the one I still see on shelves, because I don't think it was as popular as people by the time it was released. I think the time had passed. So they were the ones we released by Sony. Since then, we've had, by Manga UK, we've had Mob Psycho 100, The Ancient Maker's Bride Part 1, Card Captor Sakura, which was a nightmare in itself because that got released and about 2 days later the entire thing was recalled for unknown reasons. We've had My Hero Academia The Two Heroes, My Hero Academia Season 3 Part 1 has been announced, Darling in the Franxx Part 1 has been announced, and the other one is the kicker, which is Overlord Collector's Edition for Season 2. A £50 Collector's Edition. I've got the Standard Edition. There is no Standard Edition planned. So why would I want to pay 50 quid for something that doesn't fit in my collection? And I'm probably going to have to pay another 50 quid just to get Season 3. I am more than willing to buy Overlord, but I need a proper, normal release. In hindsight, I should have bought the Collector's Edition of the first one, but how was I supposed to know? My Hero Academia Season 1 was a collector's edition from Universal. It came with loads of extra rubbish stuff that boosted the price up to about 70 or 80 quid. And Season 2 came out and they cancelled the collector's edition. So if you've got this massive, huge, bulky collector's edition for Season 1, Season 2 comes out, you've just got 2 standard Blu-Rays or DVDs. Season 3 comes out, yeah, they've got the collector's edition again. So why would you want to get a collector's edition when you've got... It doesn't look right. A lot of people like to have consistency on their shelves, and stuff like that is just ridiculous. And these are the stuff that's coming to us. I mean, they are all big names, or pretty big names. I don't know if Smartphone was really a big name, but that might just be me. But yeah, they're picking and choosing and releasing the big ones. I understand that. I can completely understand if people aren't going out and buying stuff like your Prison Schools and your Shimonettas, then in the future it may not be worth them releasing them. But then we've kind of had at one point we were getting a really good influx of stuff, but now we're getting next to nothing. I mean, looking at the upcoming stuff, I like My Hero Academia, but I'm not willing to pay that much for My Hero Academia. If I saw the entire season 3 for 20 quid, 30 quid, I'll buy it, but I'm not willing to pay 50 quid for it. Even then I'd be a little bit torn down on the francs. No interest, fell off it straight away. Yuri and Ice fell off it after 3 episodes. Smartphone didn't get past episode 1. Black Clover, I like that, but it's not something I want to be paying for, and paying 30 quid for I think it's 10 episodes when there's like 90 episodes. Yeah, that's a lot of money to sink in, especially when stuff like One Piece, you're getting 24 episodes for 30 quid, if that. But then there's other stuff. This is one I imported because, yeah, that was massive a few years ago. In fact, I would say that was probably as bigger than Smartphone and Black Clover and stuff like that. I have nothing against those, well, Smartphone. But yeah, some of the stuff they're not releasing is weird. Like, really weird. I mean, I'm going to look at, let's have a look and see what came out last year. So this is just for October itself. And this is the stuff that the US got released. Free, High Speed, free, Starting Days, the movie. Free, Take Your Marks. Free movie bundle. We only had free Eternal Summer that was released by Anime Limited. We don't even have season 1. So, yeah. Hyoka, the complete series. So we had part 1 and part 2 released by Anime Limited. Dragon Ball Super Part 5. I believe we are getting Dragon Ball Super, but I don't really care about that. Rosario plus Vampire, the complete series essentials. We got DVDs of them years ago. The Disastrous Life of Psychic Cape, haven't got that. Zillion, the complete series, sub only, don't have that. Nanbaka Part 2, we don't have Part 1 or Part 2. Recovery of MMO Junkie, complete series, don't have that. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches, don't have that. Monster Hunter Stories, don't have that. Prison School Essentials, we have that. It's now out of print, so we can't buy it anymore. World Break Aria, Curse for a Holy Swordsman, don't have that. Snow White with the Red Hair, Heavy Object, we did have them. Again, they are both ones that are now no longer in print. They've been removed. Orange, we don't have that. I don't believe... No, we don't have that one. Dance with the Devils, don't have that. Mama Hosada Movie Collection, we don't have that. We've got them all released separately. Juni Taisen Zodiac War Season 1, don't have that. Endride, don't have that. Witch Hunter Robin, don't have that. 91 Days, don't have that. Concrete Revolution, I don't believe we have that one. I might be mistaken, it might be an MVM release. Tsukita, the animation, we don't have that. Taboo Tattoo, we don't have that. First Love Monster, we don't have that. Dagashi Kashi Season 2, we don't have that, or Season 1. So out of all of them, we have Dragon Ball Super. So I've named about 25 series there, and we have one of them. We had others that were in print that are now no longer in print. Funimation, what's going on? These are all English language ones. Yeah, I can understand there might be an issue licensing them over here, but I can understand we can't have everything. I understand that we are going to have to pick and choose, and we're going to have to decide on what we're going to have and what we don't. I'm surprised stuff like Shaman Sample, Tokyo ASP, Yurikuma, they're kind of like your lower stuff, where it's kind of like, yeah, they're very niche, not everyone's going to pick them up. But yeah, if we don't even have that choice, no one's going to pick them up. Funimation are really directing people to their online site, which gets me to their online site. That is absolutely a joke. That has been active for maybe 4 years, and it's still broken. I picked up, as soon as Funimation came out in the UK, the Funimation Now, I believe it's called, I picked it up and I was chuffed to bits. And then after about a week or two, stuff wasn't working. It was constantly, it was constantly freezing, constantly buffering issues. It was taking me about an hour to watch one episode. And everything else, customer service was non-existent. It was in beta mode, so we promised, oh yeah, it'll be fixed. It still hasn't been fixed. From what I've been gathering, from what I've been speaking to people who have Funimation now, they're like, yeah, it's exactly the same it was when it first came out. So if I'm forced to watch your series and I have to watch it on the Funimation Now, you need to have it working. It's an absolute joke. So I'm now in the UK. I can't watch most of the series because Funimation Now doesn't want to work. Most of the Crunchyroll stuff is now on Funimation. You're not releasing DVDs. You're not releasing the stuff I'm actually willing to pay money for, if you do. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of great series out there which Funimation have. Golden Kamuy, I was like, oh yeah, really hope for that. Kobayashi's Dragon Maid Keijo, I would have more than happily sank money in for them. I've imported them. One Piece Film Gold, we still don't have that. In fact, One Piece in general has been a joke in the UK, but I think that's a bit of a different story. Funimation, you hate the UK. You do not want yourselves to succeed in the UK. And quite frankly, you are now advocating piracy. You are an animation studio who is advocating piracy. Fair enough. The argument would be, well, if you don't need to watch these series. For me, I watch them on Crunchyroll. If I enjoy them enough, I'll buy them on Blu-ray. Now we're at a point where we're deciding between Crunchyroll and Funimation. And unless Funimation fixes their online issues, unless they start seeing stuff, unless we start to see anything from Funimation, I am not willing to put money down for you. The fact, I'm not even going to get started on Sony. I know Sony own Funimation, and quite frankly, I feel dirty giving Sony money for games now, for the way they're handling stuff. I mean, quite frankly, I'm surprised stuff like this, and this is even allowed by Sony with the way they're going on. And I wonder if this is actually why we're losing a lot of stuff. Never know. We never know. We need more clarity on stuff. It's going to be another video, but the upcoming UK releases is barren. This is across the board. MVM are doing their own little thing. They're doing really well. They're getting all the Sentai stuff. We're getting Made in Abyss, Land of the Lustrous, Princess Principal. All of them have came out. Anime Limited, because they've had all of the back catalogue and everything just wiped off the slate. Yeah, they're not doing particularly great at the moment. Manga UK is releasing only the popular stuff. They're not the very popular stuff. They're just picking and choosing. But even then, not everything. I mean, I'm happy to buy Overlord if they release a proper release for Overlord. Overlord Season 3. Get some of Funimation's more high profile stuff, like Free. I mean, not for me, but I know a lot of people would buy it. I'm assuming Psycho Pass movies are going to be Funimation. Out of those lists, I would buy Dageshi. I mean, I know that's a bit niche, but there's a lot of stuff I'm willing to buy, and there's a lot of stuff that series I love that I would love to purchase. But if my choice is now importing them, that's going to really decrease. It's only going to be the stuff I really love. I love Golden Kamuy, but I'm not willing to pay 100 quid for it. As simple as that. I mean, that limited edition is absolutely beautiful. There's no reason why we can't have that over here. Even if we've got the standard one, I would buy that day one. Funimation, sort yourselves out. We need to see commitment from you guys. We need to see better stuff from you guys. Releasing a handful of stuff and then going, well, no one's buying it. I was like, yeah, nobody knew the thing was released. Attack on Titan Season 2. nobody knew that. Well, unless you were in the know, if you were frequenting online stuff, you wouldn't know about that. It's appalling. That's it from me. If you've got an opinion on Funimation in the UK, if you think that they hate us, or if you just are really disgusted in the way that they're kind of going on, let me know in the comments. And what Funimation series released in either the last year or the last few years that we never got were you willing to buy? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for coming, and thanks again for staying. Goodbye.